Hey, well, hello guys. How are you? Are you guys good? You know what? This is the second time I filmed this whole thing that you're about to watch. Because the first time I felt the energy was a little too low, so this time the energies are going to be a little higher, which you'll never see that low energy. But it was pretty damn depressing. I didn't even watch the video. I knew, because of the mood I was in, that it was just going to suck. This video is brought to you by McDonald's. It's not really, but I do advertise for them in almost all my videos, I've noticed. Always in the background. So here's what's going to happen in this video. I'm going to take all that work that I have over there, and I'm going to turn it into this right here, a window. I'm not going to complete it 100%. Well, you know what? I don't even know what's going to happen in this video. But remember, I have 9 windows, so everything you see, I am doing 9 times. You want to be in the video? Come here. So yeah, I have a couple more windows that I need to do. So I will film the process of doing one window. So here is one of my window frames. This is either a bedroom window or the one window I have upstairs that's this size. Now I did pick up my custom made double pane insulated tempered glass windows. I picked these pieces of glass up at Clearlight Glass and Mirror of Kernersville, North Carolina. They do ship all over the place, so if you're interested in getting a price for some custom made windows, I will leave the description thingy, a link in the description. That's what I wanted to say. Oh, that was stupid what I just did there. Alright, so I have all my window stops, which are going to hold the window in. I've already squared up the ends on them. Now I did cut extras so I would be able to be a little choosier with my wood, you know what I mean? So I'm going to try to get some coloring that's kind of better for this. This is good. My testicle hurts. That one is really dark. Oh shit. So I dropped my glass in there, and then I have my window stop with a squared up end on one side. I'm going to butt it into the side here. Now I want the side window stops to run from the top to the bottom, since the way I did my notching and mortise and tenons. So I'm going to place this, butt it into there. I'm going to take a utility knife and put a pencil mark on it. I'll take this over to the saw, put my little knife line right on the edge of this. I'm going to keep it back a little bit, work up to my knife mark. Obviously I went a little big, so I'm going to bring it back to the saw and cut it again. So if I drop the blade all the way down, I butt this piece into the blade, lift it up. When I come back down, it's going to just take off a little bit. So now I have that piece, I will stick it in here, and that is a little too snug. I mean, it could work, but I'm going to take just a hair off again. That will work. And now I will rinse and repeat. I will do that all over again. Uncopyrighted music I got right there. You like it? Oh, that one went good. That one went real good. So the reason I went with tempered glass is sometimes it is code that you have tempered glass. If a window, it depends what state you're in. Here in North Carolina, if the window is within 18 inches of the floor, it needs to be tempered glass. All doorways need to be tempered glass. Side lights, which would be the windows that go on the side of your door, those need to be tempered. The transom, which is above a door, those don't need to be tempered. Oh God, can you talk today? Clearly not. Because this is a tiny house and I will be moving it, and it'll be hitting bumps, it'll be going through some rough stuff probably. For a few extra bucks, I went with the tempered. It's probably not a few extra bucks, it probably added on a couple $100. But tempered glass is stronger than regular plate glass. I might do a video on how these windows are made one day. If you are interested in seeing that video, please let me know. I was talking to the owner of this company, and they've kind of agreed with letting me come and just hang out for a day and film the process of making glass windows. This company, Clearlight Glass and Mirror, can do basically anything you want to do with glass and mirrors. I was thinking about getting some frosted glass with my logo put in it and put a light in behind it. So when I do these pieces, I really want to make sure that these 2 side pieces are in tight, so that when I mark it and cut it, it's not all catty-womp ass. When I'm cutting these pieces, I want those show sides out, because I'm going to have tear out on this back side. If I were to cut it like this, I'd have tear out on this front, which is going to be exposed. Oh, I fucking vomited in my mouth. So now that I have those 4 pieces cut, the glass is going to a safe place for now. I need to pre-drill all these and get them ready to install. You're wondering, maybe, do you wonder how much this piece of glass costs? Double pane, 1/8 inch thick. I had them custom make this 9/16 thick to work for my windows. 31 1/8 by 13 1/4. This was, I believe, $85 for just this piece. Now, one reason you want to get double pane for your windows is when it's cold outside and warm inside, or vice versa, the air that's in between these glass panels will prevent condensation from forming. If you were just to have a single plate glass, condensation will form on the inside of your window. It'll drip down, get into the wood, and it won't prolong the life of your wood. So double pane is good not only for its insulating values, but for the benefits of it preventing condensation. That makes sense? I always ask if that makes sense, but generally it does to me. Alright, so I put the glass off to the side. Safe place. It's a safe place. You can come and talk to us if you need someone safe to talk to. It's a safe zone. When I did my window stops on my door, I did 5-inch spacing for my screws. Felt it really looked well. I like that industrial screw look. That's why I'm using screws versus nails. I had somebody comment on one of my pictures I posted the other day saying, why didn't you just use some pin nails? Screws, I like that industrial look, and I think that might be a theme of my house, but that'll be later in videos. There's going to be a lot of steel incorporated into the overall look of my house. But I like that big, beefy industrial look, so this kind of gives it that look. I might even incorporate screws into the window stops that prevent the window from coming in too far. So what I did here is I marked out 5-inch spacings, squared them across, and now I have kind of like a reference thing to go off of. Now if I take these pieces, make sure I have my show side up, place it on this table. Now I want the difference on both ends to be the same. 2 5/8 rough. Now if you're off by an 1/8 inch, it's not going to be the end of the world. So now I'm going to put screw holes on all those marks. Now if it's not perfect, it's not going to be the end of the world. Some people it might be, but I'm alright with it. I'm using an 1/8 inch, maybe 1/8 inch drill bit with a countersinking thingamajiggy attached to it. So now that I got the top and bottom pieces done, I can do the other 2 pieces. Do the same exact thing. Set these up. I know from experience this should be 1 3/4 inches, roughly. Battery doesn't sound like it's gonna last. It's done. You may have noticed that I'm not a big fan of cordless tools. I think the one cordless tool you should own is a drill. Always have a good cordless or corded drill. But a good cordless drill is alright. Definitely stay away from cordless saws. Circular saw, cordless circular saw, I think is the stupidest thing in the world. And always have backup batteries too. Alright, so here's the deal. I cut these things at 9/16 thick. I can place these in just like this. I should have one more. And then I'll take my window stops. So now I have those in. I'm going to push down on this and drill the hole in, continue the hole all the way into the window frame. Ooh, easy, easy, easy. Now I got that done, I'll take all these out. I'm going to put them on the same side that I just drilled so I don't lose where they go. Give me in the shot, good. Put these to the side. A little blow job on that right there. So I'm going to put a fat bead of silicone down on the frame of the window. That's going to be the outside. So I want good sealage around the window. So any squeeze out that happens, I'll be able to cut with a razor blade and clean off. So I'm going to really go to town with this silicone. I really want squeeze out. Oh, I screwed up right there. So now I will take the glass, put it in, make sure I've got a good heaping of silicone there. You can drop it in because it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Since I had this piece of glass made a little bit smaller than the actual frame, so that it will allow for some expansion contraction. Expansion and contraction are the words I was trying to say. I don't know what came out, but it was not those words. I end up with like a gap all the way around, and this window is going to end up creeping down and creeping left and right. So I want to kind of hold it in place. I definitely don't want it to creep down. Side to side will be all right. So what I did is I cut these really small little shims, real thin, real short. I'm just going to stick 2 of them in the bottom here so the window won't creep down. It'll be locked in to that, and it'll prevent this gasket from ever coming into the window sight, the sight line of the window. So right now I'm going to go and silicone this bottom of the window. I'll take these shims, oh god, and stick them in there. I'll slide the window down into those and then silicone the rest of the window. Oh, that was a lot right there. That's going to be a mess to clean up. Good. And now I'll put the window stops back in. Now I want to push them against the frame and bring them straight down. I don't want to slide them in. If I slid them in, that silicone's going to squeeze up. I want the silicone to squeeze down onto the glass. Now I bought these screws right here. I have no idea what they are. They say number 9 by 1 inch. This little baggie of screws cost $1, and it's enough screws to do all these. It also came with 3 large screws like this, and these are aged bronze coloring. So these large 3 I'm going to put to the side. I probably will use them later. If you follow me on one of them social medias, I posted a picture of a cracked piece right here, and it was from this step right here. So what I'm doing is putting the screw in most of the way with the drill, and then I'm coming back and hand screwing the rest of the way in. Just want to stop just a little bit right before it hits. Whoa, dude. Why you get all like crazy like that, man? Chill, dog. Then I'll just take my god-awful hand-operated screwdriver. I don't know who invented that, but he can't be too rich. I bet you his name was Phil. Phil, man. Kind of screwed me with this hand-operated bullshit. That is how I am installing the piece of glass into the frame. Now, I have a bunch of silicone that is squeezed out, so I don't want to be messing with this window right now. Anywhere it's on the wood, I kind of want to get it, especially right here. That's a lot. It'll be easier now when it's wet, but it's pretty cool, right? Almost though. No, I'm not even anywhere near being done. God, what a project. So I'm going to give this frame about 24 hours to harden that silicone, then I'll cut it out, and I'll show you how I make the frames, and then I'll join them together and show you that whole process. Sound good? I mean, it'll be 1 second for you like it always is, but for me it's many hours.
That was followed with a drunken late night "what are you doing" text. I wanted to do it, blast off, hit my girl. Can't believe you brought your dog. It smells like poop in here. I'm a dreamer. All said, the shower was kind of fun, then it just got kind of disgusting. But there was a lot left ignored.
Blood. Every project. Just realized I shot a whole bunch of video right there with the onboard mic and not the wireless mic. That's a problem. Damn it. That video is useless to me. I hate listening to it. Ready? I will refilm it. Thank God I have one more. Ah, that sucks. Shit. So right now I'm going to assemble 3/4 of what the window frame will get held into, which there's 2 frames, so this is the outside of the window frame. I have my sill, and then I've got 2 end pieces. I'm going to take the side that has the routed out section for the hinges, and I'm going to connect it to the window, and then I'll bring it over and slide it into this frame, clamp it in place, make sure I got my spacing right on the bottom, and then screw this in. So what I've been doing is just taking these pieces, holding them flush on this back side, which is the inside of the frame, and then pre-drilling a hole, taking a 2.5 inch exterior grade screw and putting it in there. Let's do one for now. Put the other side together. Now I'll take this piece and place it on the ground like this. Now I want to make sure that this is the exact same. I want this to be either, if it's hanging over a little bit, then I need the other side to be hanging over. I want these to be perfect, same distance. Any mistake I have, I want it to be perfect. So gonna feel that out, make sure it's good. 2 more screws in there. So now I have this section put together. I'm gonna put these to the side and I can connect the window into that top piece. I do get a lot of comments about screws and nails and what's better, what should you use. Nails, and then this is going to piss people off. I know it is because I've seen people comment what I disagree with. So if you nail 2 pieces of wood together flat like this, the shear value on that is going to be stronger with nails than with screws. But if you were to try to pull them apart, screws are going to be better than nails. So it depends on what kind of load you want to carry with the fastener you're using. Since this is not going to have a shear value, or this isn't going to have like a load on it, like in this direction, I'm more concerned about it pulling away from the sill. I'm going to use screws here. Depends on what you're doing. That's when you would decide what to use, a screw or a nail. If you're not sure about something and you might take it apart, I would recommend using screws because it's easier to take apart than with nails. I don't know, that pissed off a lot of people, I bet. At least 3 people. It did, didn't it? It got 3 of you real hot and bothered. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to piss you off. I mean, whatever. Look at it. No, but did you look though? You gotta look. Do you see it? Can you see what I did? Look what I've done. I made some windows. What is step 1? Oh yeah. Step 1. Step 2. Install the hinges. Now, I wrote down numbers on each one of these. So this is number 1, and I've got window frame number 1. Everything is marked, so I know. These hinges, these are not security hinges. Security hinges is going to have a countersink hole right there with a screw that you would put in to lock the pin from coming out. But the way I made this, it's very difficult to pull the pin out. And plus, if I ever live in a place where I need to worry about my house being broken into, then I probably shouldn't be there to begin with. I will never be in that type of place. I rarely lock my house. So my hinges, we'll install these. It's very simple. I've already installed the hinges, so I already have pre-drilled holes, and it's just easy. Don't want to get crazy with this impact because it'll break the screw. Bam! So now the hinges are connected. Next step, to connect these onto here. This is the difficult part, okay? I want to make sure that these pieces are good on the end. So I'm going to hold the hinges where they're good, and they're good enough. And then I'll put the screw in. Please don't move, please don't move. Now that those are temporarily installed, I will install the rest of these. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, that'll be in the bedroom. Oh God. Oh yeah. Yeah. Again, I want to check to make sure that this gap is a little less than 1/8 inch is what I'm shooting for. Got it? So on the bottom of my window, when I put this in, I want about 1/8 inch gap, a little less. So I have this piece of ripped piece of wood. I'm going to place it down there, and the window sits in about 3/4, so I'll set it down there roughly. Bring these flush. Get that to about where it needs to be. Oh wow, that is the first one I've had cattywampus. I'm going to take the clamp and clamp this in just enough to hold it. So I can still move it. This gap right here is 3/4 of an inch. So I want this whole gap to be about 3/4. The most important part of this is that I have a consistent reveal around the window. Oh God, why don't you just get Hercules on it? So I'm going to make sure that these are flush. This gap is the same here, or this reveal. Good, good, good. This Band-Aid is screwing things up for me. Now I'm going to pre-drill a hole. Now again, these are the same screws I used for that bottom sill. 2.5 inch exterior grade. When I'm drilling these holes into it, I'm kind of leaning it up a little bit. So if I do have a blowout, it'll happen where you won't see it. But generally I'm staying pretty level. I'm going to take this clamp off, and I can put one more screw in there. That is my assembled window. Now, if I hit this out, take this shim out, check it, make sure my gap's good, everything's good. Now I still need to install the window stops on the bottom of the window. Since I don't want this window to fall forward because of the weight on it right now, and this window wants to naturally open, I'm just going to take another piece of shim. I want them all to be uniform, the same on the bottom, so I'm going to use this on all my windows. So that's that piece, but I'll just use another piece of shim to hold this in place for now. Alright, so the last step I have to do with these windows is install the window stop on the inside. So I took a block that's 3/4 of an inch, I put it down so that it's sitting underneath that frame. Hang that over, hang the sill over. So if I push down on this window frame and push down on the frame that holds the window frame, then I know that on the other side it's got a perfect reveal, a consistent reveal. I'm also going to take this opportunity to take a utility knife, run it on the inside of the window frame, and then I'll take a straight blade and run it underneath that, and I'm going to remove all of this silicone that's squeezed out. So now I just have these pieces, which are a little bit wider. I need to cut these to length and put them in. I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did on the other ones. Square it, mark it, cut it, put it in, cut it again. So just like on my front door, I'm going to be using this weather stripping. I had to buy a lot of it. All this stuff right here. This was $10 a roll. I think I bought 10 of them. That's expensive. Another added cost onto this project that I didn't really foresee. So I'm going to drill these out just like I did the window stops. Install that thing. I am going to apply some glue on the back of this. Put it on there. I'll remove any squeeze out and clean it up. So then I'll screw these on. So I think that's going to be the end of this video because it's already 20 minutes long. So my next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to install my window lock. Now, the window locks is a whole nother story because of a cost that I had to deal with. So I'm going to be, at the beginning of that video, I'm probably going to be aging it, making it look older than it actually is. And then I have a problem with them, so I'm going to have to show you how I fix that problem. And I still haven't fixed it yet, but in my head I've fixed it. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to jump ahead and watch a whole bunch of other videos, basically 2 months ahead of where you're actually at in my YouTube series, check me out on Patreon. I have a link in the description below. For just $1 a month, you get advanced access to all my content. So I upload there. As soon as I upload a video to YouTube, I share it on my Patreon page. So all my Patreon supporters are well ahead of where you are on YouTube watching this right now. So please go check it out. Just $1 a month. Link below. Make sure you leave your comments down below. Thumbs up, and I will see you on the next video. Is that Philip DeFranco's outro? I love your faces, and I will see you tomorrow. No. I would probably cry if something happened to any of these windows. Most certainly would cry.